Look closely at your favorite cozy sweater today. If you notice tiny, fuzzy fiber balls collecting under the arms or across the chest, your wardrobe is hiding a secret. We usually ignore these little imperfections because the fabric feels soft and familiar. But this is exactly where most of us accidentally start cluttering our closets, aging our appearance, and giving up on our personal brand without even realizing it. When we cross into our 60s, we naturally prioritize comfort. We want ease. We want pieces that don't pinch, bind, or restrict us. But there is a very fine line between effortless comfort and visual neglect. Today, we are exposing the 3 specific fabric mistakes that quietly clutter your home, drain your morning confidence, and make your daily style look incredibly cheap. This isn't about chasing temporary youth or spending a fortune. It is about a system of self-respect. And it starts with the first fabric trap taking up premium space in your room: synthetic pilling fatigue. We have all harbored these items out of habit: low-grade acrylics, polyester blend cardigans, or those oversized, incredibly soft fleece wraps that look cozy on a store hanger. But after just a few trips through a standard washing machine, the short artificial fibers inside these garments break apart. They twist together on the surface, forming those distinct, fuzzy knots. Now, here is the exact excuse I know you are telling yourself when you look in the mirror. It's just a little worn, but it's the perfect weight for a chilly morning. It keeps me warm while I watch television, and it's a waste to throw away something so soft. That thought comes from a beautiful lifetime habit of resourcefulness. But let's be entirely honest. When a knit fabric loses its smooth, clean finish, it changes the way light interacts with your body. A pilled fabric diffuses light unevenly. It creates a visually blurred, messy, and heavy silhouette. Without realizing it, you are wrapping yourself in a visual cue of exhaustion. It tells your brain that your appearance inside your own home no longer requires effort. It takes a vibrant, healthy woman and frames her in an aura of physical weariness. To be completely fair, this doesn't mean you will never see a pill again. Even high-quality natural wools or fine cashmeres will experience a small amount of friction wear where your purse rests against your side. You will still deal with minor fabric care occasionally. That is just reality. But if you have sweaters and dusters in your closet that require you to spend 20 minutes with a fabric shaver every single time you want to step out the front door, they are no longer serving your life. They are causing daily friction. They are physical clutter masquerading as comfort. When you go through your hangers today, ruthlessly purge the pieces that have permanently lost their smooth texture. You are not depriving yourself. You are making clean physical space for items that actually hold their structural integrity. 1 or 2 fine-gauge garments made of long staple organic cotton or structured merino wool will stay smooth for a decade, breathe naturally, and provide warmth without ever looking cheap or unkempt. Now let's transition into the second area where most mature women get it completely wrong, and it involves a material that has quietly taken over the entire clothing industry: the stretched elastane sag. We are talking about pull-on trousers, stretch denim, comfort waist slacks, and lounge pants that rely entirely on spandex or lycra for their shape. On the surface, these garments feel like an absolute blessing for our lifestyles. They don't dig into your midsection when you sit down to read. They stretch easily when you bend over to tend to your garden. They accommodate our frames as our bodies naturally change over the years. But this is where the trap snaps shut. Synthetic elastic fibers have a very strict, unforgiving lifespan. Every time these pants are subjected to the heat of a laundry dryer, those tiny internal rubber bonds snap permanently. The result is a structural failure you can probably find in your drawers right now. Pants with permanently baggy, deformed knees that remember every single time you sat down. A waistband that ripples and waves instead of sitting flat against your body. Or a seat that sags heavily toward the thighs. I know exactly what defensive reaction is crossing your mind right now. Structured. Clothes hurt my stomach, zippers are too restrictive, and quite frankly, nobody is looking at my knees when I am inside my own house. But here is the hard truth you need to hear. Worn-out elastane completely defeats its own purpose. When the internal elastic collapses, the garment can no longer support your frame. The pants begin to slide down, puddle around your ankles, and twist around your joints as you move. This forces your natural stride to look shorter, heavier, and far more fragile than it actually is. You are not choosing comfort. You are choosing an item that actively compromises your stability and makes your posture look tired. Keeping stacks of these misshapen pants simply because they are easy to pull on keeps your environment crowded with a low-energy mindset. As you sort through your clothing drawers today, test the recovery of your waistbands and knees. If the fabric stays stretched out when you pull on it, let it go. It belongs in the recycling bin. You do not need to go back to stiff, painful waistbands to look elegant. Modern, high-value styling offers trousers with flat, hidden elastic backs or soft, tailored jersey linings that give you 100% of the physical comfort you need while maintaining a crisp, stable line that honors your stature. I know some of you are ready to completely disagree with me in the comments down below. Go ahead and tell me, are you keeping trousers that have lost their elasticity simply because you believe elegance and physical ease cannot coexist after 60? Let's have a completely transparent conversation about the clothing excuses we make. This brings us directly to the third fabric mistake hiding on our shelves, and it is the most insidious because it covers itself in the guise of simple, practical, daily basics. Ashy fabric dullness. This happens almost exclusively to our dark everyday items, our navy, black, deep burgundy, and dark gray short-sleeve tops and blouses. When low-grade mercerized cotton, cheap rayon, or modal fabrics are laundered repeatedly, the surface fibers experience microscopic fraying. This fraying traps laundry detergent residue and hard water minerals, creating a permanent, chalky, grayish film over the entire piece of clothing. Take a close look at the necklines, the seams, and the hems of your darker shirts under direct light. If your black shirts look like slate gray, or your deep navy tops have a tired, faded, purple-tinted discoloration, the fabric is dead. The justification for keeping these items is incredibly common. There are absolutely no holes, tears, or stains on this shirt. It is perfectly good for wearing around the house while I am dusting the furniture, cooking in the kitchen, or working out in the yard. While that logic sounds completely reasonable on the surface, keeping an entire secondary category of ruined clothing is exactly how a house becomes completely overwhelmed with clutter. It splits your life into clothes you feel confident in and clothes you feel invisible in. It programs you to accept a lower standard for your daily environment. Furthermore, as our skin tones and hair color naturally soften into beautiful silver, white, or lighter tones, our natural contrast changes. This is a beautiful, elegant softening. But when you place a faded, chalky, discolored dark fabric directly against a softened complexion, it casts an artificial shadow upward onto your face. It highlights natural lines of fatigue, accentuates under-eye shadows, and makes you look washed out. An elegant lifestyle does not tolerate a double standard between how you dress for the outside world and how you treat yourself when you are entirely alone. Pull every single dark knit out into the natural light of a window today. If the fabric looks chalky, dull, or tired, its time has passed. Recycle it. Replace those multiple faded tops with just 2 or 3 high-grade, Medium-weight linen blouses or long staple slub cotton tops in solid, rich pigments that hold their depth over time. It transforms getting dressed from an overwhelming decision into an effortless choice. When you begin to look at your wardrobe as an interconnected system, rather than just a collection of random shirts and pants, downsizing stops feeling like an act of deprivation. It becomes a realistic, peaceful way to bring order and clarity back into your retirement. By clearing out the items that are pilled, stretched, or permanently faded, you create an environment that supports exactly who you are today. Our homes are a direct reflection of our internal clarity. Just as we look closely at fabric labels to clear out structural clutter from our wardrobes, we must apply that exact same standard of premium curation to the rest of our living spaces. The way we manage our hangers is intimately connected to how we cultivate vitality in our daily habits. The exact same behavior patterns that cause us to hold on to old, worn-out materials in our closets often show up in how we manage our kitchens and our physical health. Later this week, we are moving our downsizing journey out of the bedroom and directly to the kitchen countertop. We will be looking at the 5 specific clutter traps in our pantries and cabinets that subtly complicate our cooking routines, drain our physical energy, and sabotage our personal brand. Take a gentle look through your closet this afternoon. Notice which fabrics might be dragging your space down, and reflect on how much lighter your morning routine could feel. Enjoy the quiet peace of your simplified space, and I look forward to continuing our room-by-room journey in our very next conversation.